What is up? What is up, Chubbs? What is happening, my Amy?
What is up?
It is your girl, your favorite Chubb, back here. Look, I literally have been gone almost a month. My last video I recorded on the 21st of March. It is now the 18th of April. And I have been caught in a serious and unfortunate events, okay? And I will break it down to you in this video. This is basically a story time / CNA rant. And I'm just going to break it down to you just right here and there. Basically, I put out my video, my last video, which is with the washing of the hands of the pandemic of this Malt virus. And I remember at the, what I said in the video. I said this here. So me worrying about getting it from somebody on the street, I had to worry about getting it from somebody at the job. Yeah, so I recorded my video on the 20th. I had put out my video on the 21st because I recorded it. I think I recorded it on St. Patrick's Day, but I put it out on the 21st. On the 23rd, I get a call from my job, and they told me on the 18th, which is the very next day that I officially recorded that video. I had picked up an extra shift on a different floor, and did my work and everything else, you know, do what I do. They said that I was exposed to a patient who tested positive for the Malt virus. Now, what I mean about some people come in for different reasons, and that was what this person came in for, a different reason, and then they started having symptoms afterwards. So they called the people that was exposed, and they had me monitor my temperature a couple times through the day. And when I go through, they still had me work, but I had to wear a mask for 2 weeks, and I had to get my temperature checked when I come into work. So once I go into the ER entrance, because they had all the entrance locked down, like there is no other entrance to go in but the ER and on the other side of the building, which didn't make no sense to me to park on the other side of the building. But so I went to the ER, did that for a whole week. They checked my temperature every day. I checked my temperature every day, and I was, you know, my temperature was fine. I just had to wear a mask every day. That was the week of the 23rd of March. Did that for a straight week. Then that Sunday, the Sunday after that, I woke up from a nap and I realized my voice was hoarse. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But didn't worry about it. I felt okay. So I went into work and went up there to get me assessed, because I was going into week 2. And the nurse was like, well, it sounds like you have a sore throat. I said, well, I woke up from my nap and I sound hoarse. She said, oh, okay. So she took my paper, talked to whoever she talked to, the ER, came back, gave me a mask, and said, well, I can't clear you. You have to call the hotline, blah, blah, blah. So after talking to, because we had to call a certain number to tell them the symptoms we have and everything else, because even if you sound sick, and then I was still under monitoring because I was exposed, she didn't clear me. So I had to call the hotline, then I had to call, you know, my manager and, my charge nurse, and then I had to call the floor coordinator, you know, who handles the staffing on the floor, whatever. She had to take me off, and I had to go home. So basically, long story short, I had to go home, and I was off for a week. I went talked to my doctor, my primary physician. She had me go to immediate care, and then trying to find out I had because about time that happened that Sunday, and then that Tuesday, I ended up feeling fatigued, and I had just a slight temp, but it was like 99 point something. It wasn't nothing big or nothing like that. Felt fatigued, had real bad headache and everything else. Trying to find out, I had a real bad sinus infection, which I normally get around this time of the year, and then I normally get a minor sinus infection towards the end of the fall. So sinus infections normally run through me around this time of the year. But last year I don't think I really got one, but this year it caught me, and then so she's like, yeah, you stay home. So I was at home for that week. So I was at from the end of March to the beginning of April. I was at home for that week. So the first official week of April, I went back to work on that Monday. It was the 6th of April. I went back home. I went home at work. Yeah, it was 6th of April. I went back to work, and like I said, the floor that I work on is a surgical floor, but they turned that unit into patients with them that is to rule out or has test positive for the liver virus. And that was my first day back from being off for a week from the sinus infection and everything else. And then I'm going to my rooms, you know, doing what I'm supposed to do as an essential worker. And I go through the rooms, and next thing I know, you know, we have to put on our gowns and our gloves and our goggles and everything else. And when we leave the room, we have to take all those things off. Well, certain rooms have a certain area, a separate room that we can take those things off. And I was taking off my gown and everything else, and I turned to shift to throw that stuff in the trash, and then all of a sudden I felt a pop in my left hip, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So it didn't hurt until I started walking. So I started walking, then it started to hurt. I'm like, okay, damn it, like what the hell? Like, what is going on? I worked all night with my hip feeling like that. So the only thing I have taken through that whole week was Tylenol. I did not really say anything. A few co-workers knew that I was in pain and everything else. They watched out for me and they helped me. And I commend them for that. They did help me out and everything else. But I was not going to be taken. I was not going to be taken off and everything else and calling off because I felt like I just went through that. So I was just like, it'll go away soon. It didn't go away. I worked all week like that. It was horrible. It's like a groin pull. So it just did not get better for the whole week. So then that next Monday come around, I finally just gave in. My manager saw me, said, look, you need to go to the employee health and figure out what's going on. Don't jeopardize your health for your job and everything else. But you know how certain jobs, they will tell you to do that. But then, you know, you have jobs that have a no excuse policy. Yeah, my job is one of those places. So I was like, I just worked through it. But then he was like, you look like you're in pain. Everybody like, you look like you're in pain. And I was. But the only thing I was taking was Tylenol. I'm too afraid to take anything else. I was just taking Tylenol. I rubbed like icy hot and stuff on it. And it just, like I said, it would dull it. But I still felt it. So this Monday that just passed, I had ended up going to the employee health. And they told me, you know, I told them what was going on. They had me fill out, you know, incident report of what happened, everything else, and then they sent me to occupational health, and I had to wait with them, and then they took some X-rays and everything else, and the doctor there, he was like, well, I don't see anything on the X-rays, but I'm afraid you might have a hairline fracture, and I'm like, bitch, what? What? I'm just like, we went from a muscle pull to a fracture. I'm just like, and the only thing that kept going off in my mind, like, I'm not trying to be off of work for months. Like, I'm just not. Like, they will consider it workman's comp because I didn't hurt myself at work. But I don't know how long that stuff would take to get money and everything else. And I got bills to pay. I pay my bills. I pay my own bills and everything else. Me and my boyfriend go half on stuff, but there are bills that I pay on my own. And I'm not about to sit up here and be wondering, is stuff going to get paid? Because I'm waiting on y'all to pay me. I'm just not in that world. So, but he booked me for an appointment for an occupational specialist, orthopedic. What I'm talking about? Orthopedic specialist to look at my X-rays and then check me out, see what I need to further do. Because I didn't need to go through occupation anymore. I need to go to the orthopedic specialist. So I said, fine. That was on Thursday. So basically, for the 3 days I was at home, all I could do was just be in bed. I didn't really do anything at all. There was nothing I could do was go back and forth. Now, while I was at occupational health, this is all on Monday. Now they was like, well, we're gonna give you a choice if you want crutches or a walker. I am 38 years old. If I don't need to use a walker, I'm not going to use one. And this lady offered me some crutches. Now she had an accent. I think she was either Russian or from the Ukraine. I'm not sure, but she was talking real fast. And then she gave me these crutches, and I used these crutches twice. But the day that she gave me the crutches, I had on slip-ons, and I was like, I can't use them today because I have on slip-ons, and I work on the surgery floor, which is, you know, we work with people with walkers and crutches and everything else, and we already know you're not supposed to be walking with crutches with slip-ons. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So I ended up carrying the walkers out with me, limping, whatever. But she was showing me how to use the crutches. So I'm like, look, I know how to use crutches. I have broken bones before, but But long story short, I ended up carrying the crutches, okay? But anyways, but I ended up carrying the crutches. But I didn't really use crutches because I was in the house majority of the time. I did try to use the crutches when I went to my doctor's appointment on Thursday. I was like, I'd rather hop around on one leg before I even use these crutches. It was painful and everything else. And she gave me these one pair of crutches and she was like, oh no, these are too tall. Let me give you this. She was like, should we get the children's crutches? I'm like, bitch, you tried it. Whatever. But I'm just like, whatever. So Thursday come around, I go to my appointment with the orthopedic specialist. Now, I'm telling you, this malt liquor virus have some doctors shook, okay? Because when I talk now, I don't know of any place else, but I know when you have an appointment, if you're not an elderly person that needs somebody to be there with you, or somebody that's disabled, or anything, or a child, you can't have any guests with you. Nobody cannot come with you whatsoever. Nobody. You have to come by yourself, okay? No guests. So I went to the appointment. Now, I'm talking to the doctor what happened and everything else, and he was like, well, I think it's just a muscle sprain and everything else. He came to my side. He barely touched me, okay? I mean, barely. He's like, let me see you move your leg. I'm looking like I can move my leg. It's just painful. And he's like, what do you think you need physical therapy? I don't think I need physical therapy because I don't want to end this out one. But he's like, well, I'll let you go back to work on Monday with no restrictions and everything else. Okay, that's fine. Do I need anything else? When I tell you, this man did not he laid 2 fingers on me. I mean, he was fine. And then I told him, he's like, where did you work here? I said, yeah, I work on the surgical unit. But they turned it to the floor people with, well, I didn't call it the malt liquor virus with him, but I called it what it was. But how YouTube is. So when I said I work on the floor with people, that for malt liquor virus, and I don't know if the man, I don't know if he spooked or what, but he barely put 2 fingers on me, okay? I mean, 2 fingers. He touched my leg, didn't see, touch like, is it painful here? Is it, does it hurt here? Does it hurt there? You know how some people touch to see where the pain is in? He barely touched me. My appointment with him was maybe 10 minutes, okay? So, and I'm supposed to go back and see him May 7th. So, is it going to be the same situation? I go back there and you barely going to touch me then? Like, oh, you're fine. Like, so I'm just like, I don't have cooties, okay? I'm not coming in here with any symptoms. Just because I work on the floor doesn't mean I have anything. And I see a lot of people spazzing out with essential workers going out to the stores in their scrubs and they're automatically thinking, oh, they got it, or they spraying it through their clothes or something like that. Honey, I'm not about to go and talk into that, but the doctors, they spooked too, honey, because this man was fine until I told him where I worked at and what area I worked at. He barely put 2 fingers on me, 2 fingernails on me, okay? I'm like, boo, I ain't got cooties, okay? But you the doctor, they told me to come to you, okay? See what's wrong with me. But I tell you this, if I fall apart, I'm telling you, that's just it. I'm just like, well, he barely put 2 hands on me, so I don't know what to tell y'all. If I fall apart at work Monday, I'm like, well, he told me I can go back to work with no restrictions, and he barely put 2 fingertips on me. So I don't know, child. But right now, I'm okay. I'm still having pain, but I think it still is a groin pull because it's kind of, the pain is spreading out, and it's not much of a pain. It's more of this discomfort. I have a little bit more pain today because I went out to go grab some stuff because I'm gonna cook Sunday dinner tomorrow. But other than that, it's not as bad as it was like last week into this week. Last week, it felt like somebody was just stabbing me in the groin, okay? And it felt like it was a rubber band popping. So it was terrible. But I worked all last week on that pain, and this week I had just rest a lot and put up my foot out, use my massager a lot. And my primary physician gave me some muscle relaxers, which I just take. I think it was like, it take like one pill 3 times a day, but she told me just take one when you feel like you need it, but up to 3 times. I maybe take one a day, and that's it. Because if I'm resting all day, I don't need to take one. But if I'm like today when I was up running around trying to get stuff for dinner, I only went to like 2 stores. I felt the tightness of it, so I did take a muscle relaxer. But I really don't like depending on pharmaceutical medication and everything else, but I need that muscle relaxer and Tylenol. That's it. I haven't taken any narcotics. I do not do the narcotics. I do not like being wiped out. So narcotics is not part of the plan. So and within that, I have not recorded because first of all, the first week I had no voice. I had no voice whatsoever. So y'all won't go hear my ass anyway. And this week, I just was just like, I was in the dumps. Like, I didn't know what was going on, what was going to happen. If, I was in the dumps. I didn't know if I was going to be off work for a long time. And eventually, if I was going to record. But I was just like, I was just not in a good mood. So there was no point in me trying to get on here like, hey, y'all. And I was not in a good mood. I just wasn't. I'm not a person to fake funk. If I'm not in a good mood, I'm just not going to record. So, but I just wanted to check in and let y'all know I am alright, and my pain is so much better. I did put up a post on my Facebook, and I don't think I put my Facebook page on my YouTube. I probably will link it in my YouTube eventually, but I know a couple people that know on my YouTube, they know what I've been going through and everything else, and this is the most I have been out of work in a long time. So, but Monday comes around, I'll be back to work. But like I said, if I fall apart, I'm just gonna tell them, hey, dude only put 2 fingertips on me, and he told me I can come back to work with no restrictions. So I'm just doing what I'm told, okay? But that's all for this video, and I just wanted to get one out for y'all because it's been 3 weeks, and I'm just like, oh, I need to show my face, okay? So here I is, okay? So I don't need to tell y'all what y'all need to do. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. And I hope everybody have a good weekend. And you know what I say. Stay true. Stay you. And I hop back at you.